Hello guys, how are you doing? It's back. MotoGP 2022 is with us. Today what I'm going to do is like a first impressions video with you. We're going to do a little race and I'll talk you through what I feel is different this year. I'm going to do a more in-depth review in the coming days, but I really wanted to get some footage out there for you guys and give you that initial, how does it feel, what are the differences in riding the bikes and things like that, because I know that's what people care about. We do have some new stuff in the game, but let's get to the track, shall we guys? So we'll do a quick mode. I have got something set up here. We're gonna go for Portimao and we're gonna use Marquez. Now, riding aids, I turn everything off, guys, and we're going to do just a 6-lap race here. Yeah, let's get into it. One of the interesting things we have to start off with is the ride height device.
At the Algarve International Circuit. We are just a few kilometres from the coastal city of Portimao and ready to bring you the Portuguese Grand Prix. In a few moments, we'll move to the main straight to watch the start of the MotoGP race.
I think you stop now. The ride height device. So what this will do, when we press triangle, you'll see in the lower right hand corner, it will prime and it will go yellow. When I come out of a corner and go full throttle, it'll go green, which means the rear of the bike lowers, and that should help with the center of gravity and stop the front coming up. This will also be in use at the start of the race. So I'll talk you through me using that.
Us to the starting grid, where engineers and mechanics are checking final details before the start.
So we'll just go.
Perfect day for racing. The sun is shining and temperatures are mild. Most of the riders plumping straight for medium tyres at the front and rear.
We'll go straight in and just set the recommended setup there, and we will just go to track and we're going to go medium, okay? We're all used to this, right? The start, how they do it on MotoGP. It's all very similar fare to what we've seen before.
Triggered the whole shot device on his Ducati, ready to start from pole position. Just a few more moments and the Grand Prix will begin.
Right then, here we go. Clutch in, gear engaged, and go, go, go. Ride height device is engaged. We're in power 3. I'm going to drop to power 2 straight away. Braking down for turn 1, hoping not to get punted clean off. Braking down. Now, one thing I feel has changed quite a lot this year as I engage the ride height device. It's primed, you can see it's yellow, now it goes green. One thing I feel has changed for this year is the grip generally, I think, is less at the front end. I feel like it's easier to drop it at the front end. I've got a lot of wheel spin at the rear there. It's easy to drop the front in this corner. Don't want to trigger the whole shot device because that lowers the center of gravity and it makes it real hard to turn into this left-hander if you trigger it there. So let's watch that front end. The controller vibrating quite fiercely on turning there. Oh, nearly losing the rear. Front protesting a lot. Coming around this right-hander, trying to stay in touch with the lead gaggle. Watching the rear wheel spin. I like to turn the electronic devices off, apart from the anti-wheelie, just personal preference. Ride height device engaged. Down the straight. Braking down the hill, modulating the brakes somewhat. They've also changed the behaviour over the curbs, and what that in my testing seems to have done is lessen the grip over the curbs. That's all I've noticed so far as I prime the ride height device again for this blast down the straight here. So it primes when it goes yellow. I'm pressing triangle to prime it. And then it activates automatically when I go to full throttle and it goes green. And then, oh, it disengages when I brake heavily automatically and raises the rear ride height. Front protesting as we go around that corner. Up over the crest there. Line slightly wrong. Been very tentative, using the back brake liberally there. Try and get the front turned in. And there. Oh, bit out of shape as we pick up the bike. Trying to feel the front and lack of grip. Oh, I'm really concentrating here. Very, very hard indeed. It's so hard to talk and ride these, it really is. Right, let's get on to the start finish straight. Ride height device engaged, try and stance the bike a bit, get that slipstream. Braking down the hill. Watching those apexes. Front protesting. Oh, mate. Ride height device engaged. Bit of wheel spin. Down into the hairpin. I feel like they have taken a step forward. I feel if you ride it how I ride it, with minimal electronic aids, this is a real challenge. It really, really is. The brakes feel the same as 2021, and compared to 2020, there's just far less grip all around. Because 2020, if you go back to 2020 now, it almost feels like a cheat code. It's crazy, which is a clear signal. Because initially, lots of people complained about the brakes with MotoGP 21, and to me, this is showing Milestone have like no intention of going back to how it was. Also, I don't think I've mentioned I'm testing this on a PS5. For personal preference, I've turned off the haptics in the control because I'm not used to playing on PC that it put me off. Actually, I thought it'd make me faster, but it put me off. And it's not like fully fledged haptics either. It's just a little bit of like resistance. I've played other games where it seems to be sort of almost modulated haptics, but it just seemed like resistance. I'm really trying to do this without falling off for you guys. Braking down. You can see the front end when I'm struggling to keep hold of it. You can see it bobbing as I try and keep hold of it. Oh, wow. Morbidelli having a little nibble there. Oh, I've got a right train behind me, haven't I? Is this Binder? Let's see if we can keep up with this. Oh, we've got a faller. I'm not sure who it was. Giving Dovizioso a love nudge. Oh, mate, we've run well wide there. Up onto the start-finish straight again. About to start lap 5. This is wicked hard. Like, I've been playing MotoGP 21 quite a lot again recently to just get my eye in with giving a comparison, basically. And how I play this, it just feels a lot harder. The grip on the apex and stuff on the edge of the tyre just seems a lot less, and but the brakes feel the same as 2021, but I feel like they've definitely done some tyre stuff here. Woo! You have to be switched on. Like on 20, you could basically turn off your brain and be rapid on it. 21 was a bit more of a challenge initially, until you got your head around the braking system and stuff like that. This just feels like yet another sort of step forward. Incrementally, they do keep improving. I think it's a step forward in the right direction. I saw complaints about how MotoGP 21 played, but I honestly thought it was a step in the right direction. And I feel again that this is a step in the right direction, because being fast on this is not easy. I mean, maybe if I turned on some of my electronic aids, I'd be a bit faster, I don't know. But the only one I particularly run with is anti-wheelie. I've never been able to get my head around the electronic braking, honestly, on this. It just seems to bring the rear round on me. I find having the split brakes really helps. The AI seem good and competent here. Giving me a good race. I really like it, but I will say, if you weren't a fan of 21 because of the changes in the brakes, those changes have remained, and I think they've definitely done stuff, sorry, with the suspension and geometry and grip and things like that. You can just tell. The bike feels quite alive, and it's moving around a lot and stuff like that. Hopefully I'm demonstrating that quite well without falling off. You can see the front biting. I'm actually shocked so far I've made this without falling off. All I can say is I've played 19, 20 and 21 for hundreds and hundreds of hours, thousands of hours collectively, and this is the hardest of the bunch by a long, long way if you ride it with no riding aids and things like that. Here we go. There's a race of the Algarve circuit. Now, I am going to make...
Let's take a look at the final classification of the MotoGP race before the traditional podium ceremony.
I'm going to make a more in-depth sort of review and thoughts video, and I'd love to know if you would let me know down in the comments if there is something specific you want to know about this game, and then I can try and cover it in that video. I've already started recording some footage and some script and things like that for it, but if you guys have got specific questions, I will do my best to address those in that video, which I hope to have out in the coming days. So do let me know down in the comments, guys. Are you excited about MotoGP 22? What do you hope it brings to the table, and what are you disappointed maybe that it hasn't brought to the table? I hope this is just giving you a nice showcase of the beginning of the racing dynamics and things like that. But do subscribe, react and things like that, guys, because I will be back with a more in-depth video. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, guys.